Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So in this video, we have dividend estimates for YieldMax Group D. So since we started doing dividend estimates this way, this is actually our second cycle around for Group D, which actually made this analysis a little better, I feel like, because we've done it once before. So to recap, the last payouts, well, before we get into that, Group D, as a reminder, consists of AIYY, AMZY, Aptly, DISO, our favorite MSTY, the Beast, SMCY, WNTR, XYZY, and YQQQ. That's our one index ETF in this group. So the last payout for AIYY was 16 cents. The last payout for AMZ was 59 cents. For Aptly was 27 cents. For DISO was 42 cents. $1.24 for Misty. $1.61 for SMCY. $1.86 for Winter. 44 cents for XYZY and 23 cents for YQQQ. So of the volatility, the highest volatility by far has been in SMCY. That's, as a hint, that's why I actually trade SMCX puts, because it's so volatile. Been just harvesting premium on that, but that's another story. I know most of you all care about making money from dividends, not options. But I do both, right? Okay, so the implied volatility, the second highest was actually AIYY. So when I look at implied volatility for 30 days, I think, okay, the highest one, that should lead to a really high dividend. So my predictions typically are that, SMCY would be our highest, followed by AIYY, and then tied for third place, actually before that, XYZY was actually our second highest. So AIYY would take third place. Fourth place would be Misty and Winter. They're tied, basically. So the current YieldMax price, now somebody brought up reverse splits. We haven't had any reverse splits since Tesla, but AIYY is very low, $4.29. Current share price for AMZ as of close of market Friday was $16.52. $13.30 for Aptly, $14.23 for DISO, $20.83 for Misty, $21.86 for SMCY. For Winter, we are actually at $32.06, $11 even for XYZY, and $13.81 for YQQQ. So in terms of percentage yield, the highest by far is SMCY, followed by the Beast Misty. And then 48% for AIYY, 47% for AMZ, 27% for Aptly, 36% for DISO, 65% for WNTR, 56% for XYZY, 21.18% for YQQQ. Now, what I do, I take the dividend and I annualize it. So the annual yield for AIYY is 205, 775 for AMZ. And this gets really interesting, folks, because I do daily as well, which I changed up my formula a little bit. So stick with me because we're getting to the juice here very soon. Okay. Good spreadsheet designs typically consist of multiple colors, so that's why I'm doing my colors a little more broadly. Okay, and you'll notice estimates I did in solid white. Some of you will think they're not there. Some of you think I started this video and that I was completely unprepared, but in this case, you would be wrong, and you'll see in a second. Okay, we've got RG. Oh, he beat Richard King. Look at this. Greetings, Richard King, Baller 89. Absolutely. Hey, your picture looks like me flexing. I do both also. Awesome. That's what I think that's the best solution, is to do both. All right, folks, so stick with me. We're getting into the exciting stuff here. We're almost there. We'll prove to Baller 89 that people do care. Like, for example, look how many people spontaneously tuned into this video. Okay, $22 for SMCY, the annual dividend. $20.86 for WNTR, $6.15 for XYZY, and $2.93 for YQQQ. So here is the fun part. Okay, so daily dividends. Now, what I'm doing for this formula, I'm taking it and I'm dividing by 250 instead of 365. I'm going to add a decimal point over here. So let's do this. Let's see. All right. Okay. So it's actually 0.008 would be a daily payout. And I'm doing this because I'm anticipating that by the end of the year, we're going to start having daily dividends. So basically, AIYY would pay you 1 cent per day. AMZ would pay you 3 cents per day. Aptly would pay you 1.4 cents. DISO would pay you 2 cents. That's my 2 cents on that, right? MSTY would pay you 6 cents. SMCY would pay you almost 9 cents. WNTR would pay you 8 cents. XYZY would pay you 2.5 cents. And YQQQ would pay you 1 cent. These are the percent volatility over here. Now, who wants to make a wager? Who thinks that I was completely unprepared for this video and I've been stalling for time because I didn't actually have the estimates? That would be, I guess, choice one. Now, and comment if you think so, who thinks that I actually have the estimates and just shaded them in white because I wanted to hold you all in suspense? We'll take a second for a vote here. Let's see how many do we 19 people we have on. We've got Tim Sinkovitz, hello all. Hoping for 125 from MSTY. Well, we'll find out soon, right? Ulti pays 2 cents a day. I know Ulti's the best fund known to mankind. I get it. We'll also go over the weeklies as well. Okay, so if you guessed, I didn't see any comments, but in your head, by the way, smash that like button. If you guessed that I shaded them in white to hold you all in suspense, you would be correct. So here we go. My estimates for AIYY, 17 cents. I'm estimating 40 cents for AMZ. I'm estimating, let me make this bigger so the old folks at home can see. I mean, just so everybody can see, because people do watch on a phone. Oh, where did it go? There we go. Okay, so AMZ would be 40 cents is what I'm estimating, which would be lower than the prior month. Aptly would be 28 cents, right in line with the prior month. DISO would be 34 cents, which would be lower than the prior month. MSTY, I'm estimating 79 cents, which I know the commenter just said he's hoping for $1.25. Typically, my estimates are lowball, which I'd rather be on the low end than on the high end. SMCY $1.23, that's lower than what we had last month. WNTR 121. XYZY 44 cents, and YQQQ 16 cents. Now, since this is our second go around, since I've been doing the dividend estimates properly, I would say, let's go back to week one when I did these, and let's see what my estimates were based versus the actuals. So I predicted 82 cents last time for MSTY. It was $1.24. I predicted $1.08 for SMCY, and it was 161. I came close on WNTR. I predicted $1.45. It turned out to be 186. So my estimates aren't far off. Percentage-wise, they do look further, but in total, I was almost spot on for AIYY. AMZ, I wasn't too far off. Almost spot on for Aptly. And I was like half off for DISO. But all in all, they tend to come in lower than the actuals, which I would like that. I like for the estimates to lowball and for the actuals to end up being higher. And I think that's because at YieldMax, they are paying all of it to you. So that's why they end up being higher, which me personally, I'm fine with. So there we have it. As a reminder, also, we do have the weekly funds as well that pay every week, hence the name. So that's going to be Chippy, GPTY, LFGY, QDTY, RDTY, SDTY, Ulti, our favorite, right? YMAX and YMAG. So based on this one, I'm going to do a quick daily estimate since we had a commenter point out that Ulti, best fund known to mankind ever, got nothing on Berkshire Hathaway, right? Or Microsoft, or Apple, or any of those. Meta, right? So we're going to take this and divide by my customary, there's about 20.82 business days in a month. So we're going to take these. So the daily, based on this one, based on this metric, the daily dividends would be, and bear with me, folks, there's a method to the madness or a madness to the method, depending on how you see it. Could be both. So Chippy is almost 2 cents. GPTY, 1.3 cents. LFGY, how about this one? Let's F and go, right? As Tom Brady would say. Almost 4 cents. QDTY, 1.4 cents. RDTY, 2.2 cents. SDTY, 1.3 cents. Just over half a cent for Ulti. Somebody said it's 2 cents, but if I chip in my 2 cents, I don't see that. But to each their own. So that's 0.006 for Ulti, 0.005 for YMAX, and 0.008 for YMAG. My predictions, I predict YMAX and YMAG will be close to 15 cents. I predict Ulti is going to be about 10 cents, and then the others will fall somewhere close to where their last dividend payouts were. Okay, folks, so let's do comments. Let me know what you all think, if I'm lowballing, if I'm too high. If I'm coming in as though I am high, um, let me know what you think. So you think I'm holding in suspense? Well, you nailed it. You actually nailed it. Go, yes, you have it shaded. Ah, so you all predicted correctly. Wow, maybe you all should take your shot at prognostication. Since you all are so good at predicting, what do you think about my predictions? Are they right? Ulti no go up, and we love it. Drew Drewson, Scott Snyder, the Misty Head Trader, did an interview with a similar channel this morning. Oh, that must have been the surprise guest that he had on because I saw that. All the YouTubers, it's kind of like a echo chamber. Everybody's kind of covering the same thing, but different channels are like starting to like really one up each other. So now it's like, okay, we have dividend projections. Now we have dividend projections with the actual person that trades them on. So that's cool. Next, we'll have the president or the Pope on. Who knows? So he did an interview that was Rod. It was great. I'm sure Jay could hook up the interview too one day. We'll try that one. Rod estimated Misty at $1.11. Well, that's fine. You know what? Uh, I like it. The further off I am to the downside, the better upside there is, right? Under promise, over deliver, as they say. Show us your trades. I do that every day, Piper. The problem is, Piper, people would rather trade ulti than trade options, and that's something that I can't really control. I'll trade options and I'll make, six-figure incomes myself, but my audience would rather trade ulti. So I kind of have to just roll with the go with the flow. Misty at 111 is fine. How about 125? Ulti is around 10 cents every week. Oh, are you suggesting that my carefully crafted projection of Ulti's dividend was crafted because it tends to always be 10 cents? How dare you suggest such a thing? MSTR is going to report 8 billion in earnings on the 31st. Well, if I could just have a piece of that, I'd be set. Your last NVDY estimate was 33 cents, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go look at it. Just since you asked, let's go look at it. Let's see what fund I have. Part-timers. So let's see. You said NVDY. I'd already forgotten because I mainly focus on NVDL. Let's see here. So NVDY, what did I say? I said 33. No, yeah. No, I did say 33. Wow, good memory. You guys have good memory. I need to take whatever you all are taking. Let's see. Do 100% into Ulti versus 100K and an NVDL trade to show the community. I think we know what will win in that regard. But I have a feeling they'll get pissed at me because anything that I say that's not like an absolutely glowing, like bow down, like review of Ulti, then I'm not like a true fan, even though I just report the facts. So interesting times we live in. What are your thoughts on Chippy? I think it keeps chipping away at the dividends. Tim Sinkovitz, MSTY is going to lead to lower dividends moving forward. Well, the $2, $3, and $4 payments are all but done. Anything over a dollar is the new average. Well, the thing about it is, and thank you for this, Mike. I appreciate you all, of course, and I try to be a realist on here. But I had a commenter kind of argue with me. They said the dividend has nothing to do with the price. Well, here's kind of a inconvenient truth. I hate to break this to you all, but we all can agree that Alti started around the $20 range trading, right? And we can all agree that Alti's currently trading at like $6. So we can all agree, even though it's paying an amazing, and I don't dispute that, it's paying an absolutely amazing dividend. We should build statues in commemoration of the dividend it's paying. It's absolutely amazing. It should be like a new world religion that started because of the dividend. I'm not disputing any of that. But okay, a 90% dividend on $6, mathematically, that total value is going to be lower than a 90% dividend on $20. So when the price drops, whatever you want to call that, because I don't want to wade into any controversy here, when the price drops, 90% of a lower price is hence a lower dividend in total. Just saying. Okay, is Misty still a good holding? I don't have the advanced equipment here because it's upstairs. I'm too lazy to go get it. So I can't ask it, so we won't know that, but maybe I'll ask in another video. I think so, because I think MSTR has a good future and all. Let me do this real quick as bonus content. So I also, my other side hustle, besides from being a YouTuber, I also am known to trade options. So in my Discord, so Piper was talking about showing my trades. So I'll just plug this for a second here. And the Discord's kind of dead lately, um, which is odd because I'm showing everything. I'm like very transparent. Let's see, Stanleos. This will be the first earnings report where Strategy can report Bitcoin on their balance sheet. Huge IV coming. That's true. That's true. That's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay. Well, thank you for pointing that out. So I'm going to go to Discord. I'm going to plug the wheel strategy real quick as bonus content. The actual dividend content is done. So those of you that are only here for dividends, I guess you could stay or not. But if you happen to want to learn another way to make money, this is actually a great way to make money. So let's go to the Discord over here, and I will show you all. I started this thread. Um, I started this thread called "Why Book a One-on-One with the Coach." So I do offer one-on-one coaching sessions, and not to toot my own horn or anything, but I looked at my results on Schwab and other brokers and stuff like that, and I noticed that since this stuff moved over to Schwab, since they've been tracking, I have an annualized like 41% return. And I credit this, by the way, to some of my audience because they have taught me more than what I actually knew about options. And it's like this is the benefit of having a great community. This is why I plug Discord a lot, because we can all learn from each other. So basically, and this was from November 7th to July 14th. And I've put in more money too, of course, from employment. I don't do margin. I'm not that risky, but you can see, and I've updated this chart too. I grew my account basically like 300,000, including dividends, investment gain, and net contributions. And it's actually better. So this is my annualized return. And I'm not saying this to brag, but Piper kind of mentioned show the trades. So this is actually where I am, and this is outdated. So I've added to this, but these are all the trades I've closed out of my Fidelity account, which is on top of the Schwab account. So my Fidelity account, the wins for the year are over 100,000. I know those aren't ulti dividends, but that's still pretty good income, I would say. It's just not from ulti or Misty. And then my Schwab account, my win rate is like 85% in the wheel strategy. So I've made like a full-time salary there. So two accounts, I've made basically two full-time salaries on. This is another way to make money. And so I update this periodically. So I did trades like the day after I posted that, which was July 15th. So my investment gain, net gain was like 111. And that's just one account, I think, or maybe it's the total, I don't remember. But so income from dividends over this time period plus investment gain. So my wheel trades are beating my dividend income. And then this was as of Friday. I closed some more positions out, so I went over 101,000 in total gains in my Fidelity accounts. And then my Schwab one hasn't increased much, but I'm actually about to close some more trades in that one. So when Piper says show your trades, that's what he's talking about. And that's what I'm showing there. All right, let's do some more comments here. It looks like this is going to be about a 20-minute video. Oh, we only lost 2 of you. So out of the 30 people that were attending class this evening, only 2 people didn't care about options income. So that's promising. Let's see. XBTY is challenging ulti since it came out. Oh, there's no challenging ulti supremacy. That is firmly cemented on the throne. But maybe we'll have to look at a new one because it is until it's not, right? Who's this? Dan Winter Halter. Is NVDL your #1 favorite with the wheel? Yeah, right now. Right now it is. What monthly cash can you make in an NVDL trade with 100,000 collateral? What do you make in 100K in ulti? That's a subject for another video. So I'll have to milk that topic a little bit more in another video. Let's see here. Robinhood offers 1,000 in interest-free margin. Oh, see, now I have to do margin. How do I apply for that? Because what I don't understand, like in my accounts, I think I have margin, but it only does it like if I've maxed out all my income and all my balance in the account. It's confusing to me. Um, so I don't really mess around with it, but I know I could probably double my gains with it. So I'm probably, I guess, foolish to not mess around with it. But anyway, so what Piper said here would be a great subject, great topic for another video. But anyway, that is going to do it for us this evening. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll do one more comment here. On Robinhood, I got it when I got gold to transfer and an old 401k for three. I thought about doing that, but I think I missed the window. Are they still offering that? Because if they are, I'd actually transfer money over there. But anyway, folks, that's going to do it. Thank you all so much again for tuning in. Please remember to smash that like button. Smash that like button early and often. Like, comment, and subscribe, and join the Discord. And we will see you all in the next video. 2%. Oh, if it's 2, then I'm not doing it. I do it for 3, but 2, forget it. All right, folks, that's going to do it. Signing off. Have a good night. Bye.